Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and it is absolutely my honor and delight to bring you the trifecta of the Art of Manifestation Mindset Monday. Welcome to this third episode. And if you're new to our audience, thank you for joining us. You can always go to Health-A-Pedia 365 and just join our YouTube family. We're early, we're new, but we are growing. Why? Because we know what we do here is second to none. Why? Because mindset is skill set. And when we can bring that to the world after your spiritual pillar, you have everything. Mentally, then you go emotionally, physically, financially, and socially. In my years, my 45 years of being a health practitioner and health coach, as DJ Justice introduced me, I was honored to bring over 35,000 client patients to 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost through regenerating their health with a 5% recidivism rate. Frankly, the 1,876 babies that now call me Grandma Dr. Jody Bear they thought they were infertile couples, will not, because the body is a miracle-making machine. It can and will heal itself, and so does your mind. So then in retirement, in the last 6 years, as I'm now known as Ambassador Dr. Jody Bear, I unretired to go ahead and take my message globally as a speaker, keynote international speaker, trainer, and also still the holistic foundation of health. Because when you have a foundation, you have everything. I can say because in this 4.5 decades that I did share that did my work, people found me, and it grew. Well, the same thing is happening with our Art of Manifestation film. I mean, since I'm retiring, I'm grateful to say that our Health-A-Pedia movement, our Health-A-Pedia publishing company, 77-time best-selling author / publisher in 3 years, along with my mentor, my teacher of teachers and trainer of trainers, the world-renowned Dr. James Marinakis, who also will be a thought leader presenter in our Art of Manifestation film. This is all about you getting there in LA this Saturday and Sunday. Just make it a true memory of a Memorial Day weekend where we can be and do together. Manifestation, it's all a matter of being, but it's doing the simple steps that will train you and teach you far beyond anything that you ever imagined. We have had such amazing people with us, and I'm just going to take a minute for our review. Here, the incomparable executive producer, Tony Doty, and his wife in Manifestation Edition 1. Just go back and listen to the previous episodes. You will be blessed. Along with Quantum, the real GOAT, or the OG of Manifestation, Harrison Klein, his intuitive, beautiful breath work, somatic healer, Marbeth Dunn, his wife, and Karen Rudolph, goodness gracious, tranquil solutions from the soul, and yoga, but intuitive healer in such a way, and co-producer Marianne Galasso was in edition number 1. Now, edition number 2 brought us physicist, quantum physicist, Dr. Glenn Rain. Sometimes he's a Rhine. I just know that Rhine, he does shine. And Elizabeth Carson, neuro quantum speaker and trauma coach. As I said, the incomparable to me, Dr. Jim Marinakis, the world-renowned teacher himself, who when he just opens his mouth, remember E.F. Hutton? People just listen. And Juliana Trejo, yoga around the world. But now we're just going to say we're going around the world to do what we do more than anything else. What we do is that we take this simple message. And so I would like to invite you to listen to the simple message of my teacher, trainer, one of the thought leaders in the Art of Manifestation film, the incomparable Dr. Jim Marinakis, when he talks about the process, what we do in Health-A-Pedia with the process, simple instructions that whatever you do, whatever modality that you do, you can bring this simple solution in. Feel better, have more energy and vitality, get more done with less expenditure of energy, because that creates vitality. And I can say at age 72, it is truly, truly an art to say that it creates longevity. So take a look, take a feel, take a listen to the creator himself of the process, Dr. James Marinakis.
The main reason I believe people's health is declining globally is because they don't do the things every day that they need to maintain themselves. They don't walk enough, they don't get enough nutrients, they accumulate way too much stress, they don't expose themselves to nature. They work under artificial lights that damage the rods and cones of their eye, their brain, disturb functions of their liver. Everybody wants to be free from disease, and they want to enjoy a long and happy life. At the Personal Performance Institute, we teach you how to do exactly that. It starts right in the beginning. The very first things you'll do, which are simple instructions, will improve your health, and they will make you feel better about yourself. Not believe that you feel better about yourself, but actually feel better about yourself. That's what the Personal Performance Institute can do for you.
And it can do it for you and you and you. So stay tuned, and you will hear about previous broadcasts where we talk about the process. But the process right now is bringing this bevy of thought leaders together. And I want to begin with the incomparable Chief Standing Eagle. My goodness, we were on stage last Friday, and this just came together. He is a Native American ambassador, just creating a cross-cultural movement with the Native American nation. And we are collaborating, and you'll see more of him. Welcome to Mindset Monday, Chief Mel Standing Eagle. Welcome, welcome.
It's my honor to be here with this group in this time. And we're fulfilling Native American prophecy, the prophecy of the Hopi, the Cree, the Rainbow Warriors that came from those names, and from the Hopis, Warriors of the Rainbow. All of us, all races, all creeds coming together, fulfilling the change coming forth in the new earth.
And because you just couldn't hold it back, could you? And I tell you what, I'm awaiting Kristen. When I say, oh, there she is, I had to have a little estrogen on this panel as well. Welcome to the stage as I introduce in each of you, and then we'll get into this. Quantum healer and BioEnergetic, just with a ton of estrogen to join me. Kristen, Connell, welcome to Mindset Monday, my dear.
Thank you, Jody. I'm honored to be here with everyone. Excited to talk about the film and talk about healing and getting out of your own way in all methods.
Yes, in all methods. And then to think that we're, as you would say, with our why. Tony, always the executive producer, there's always more and more and more. We've got a preview of coming attractions, because after the Art of Manifestation film, then we will have the Art of Alignment. And here is one of the key thought leaders who I saw filming on Friday in West Palm Beach doing exactly that. So welcome the healer medium himself, and more than white light, and more than anything beyond that white hair, he has white light, I should say. Welcome to the stage, and to our healing time, Gary Spivey, in the
Hey
art of
guys.
Oh my goodness gracious. And then the man behind the lens, the genius that when I was seeing his bio, Christian Schneeweihs should really be like 95, but he's not. He's a young, just millennial, that's Gen Zer, that's just got it happening. The genius executive editor, Christian Schneeweihs, welcome to Mindset Monday.
Thanks so much, Jody. Thanks so much. So happy to be on.
And what does 5 mean in traditional Chinese medicine? We have 5. We have all 5, which means it's a financial success. And we are a success in so many ways in what we're doing with this. So I'd just like to go around and just start with you, Christian, and just say a little bit about who you are and what you do in your next 90 seconds. And then we'll end with Gary. So popcorn style, let's go. Christian, the microphone's yours.
Let's go. So yeah, I'm Kristen Schneeweihs. I'm from Austria. So I've been living in the US for 12 years now, and been working in TV and film and commercial industry since 2004, I believe. So for quite a while. And I have my own video production company, Schneeweihs Productions, and I've had the privilege to get to know Tony and Christina a few years ago. And since then, we just had such a great connection. And I have been involved in this. This is the second documentary project, actually, I'm doing right now. Besides creating a lot of social media content for my clients, commercials and events and weddings and everything that somebody does that runs a video production company. But now really diving into this meaningful work that can inspire so many people and really change their life in a positive way. So I'm very, very excited about this project, and I can't wait for the premiere this weekend.
Absolutely. And we'll be putting this up as I go along. So if you want information about it, it's be there or just be left out. It's going to be that big of a deal. Where are we going to be? We are going to be at the Quantum Health Spa, and I'll be putting this up as I turn the microphone over to Chief Mel, then Christian, and then Gary. We will be in LA at the Quantum Spa this Saturday for a spa anniversary, and then for our movie premiere on Sunday. So Christian, I've just got to say, it's really nice to see the handsome face in front of the lens rather than just in back of it. And speaking of handsome, Chief Mel, tell us a little bit about you. You started out because you just going out of the gate, your passion just out of you just can't hold it back. I love that about you. So give us your next 90 seconds. Let's go.
I'm just a Southern boy that got old and then discovered fun. The Hopis discovered me. They found out I'd been hit by lightning a couple of times, like Daniel. And it took me on a whole new path of life. I've been at the World Hereditary Council presenting. I've spoken the last year before kings, presidents, and the like. And I represent First Nations globally. There's over 10,000 First Nations, and I'm in Zoom groups literally all over the world weekly. And it's such an honor to see people coming together and working together as one, just as this group right here.
Yes, we do. Working together. I've seen Kristen for quite some time working together and being the glue for so many of us. It is such an honor and so beautiful to have you on my show today.
Thank
really,
you.
because
Thank
it's
you.
our show, Kristen.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your quantum bioenergetic work. Please do.
My energetic work is that I look at the whole human, and from the quantum perspective, really addressing the past and the present, as well as the parallel timelines and then the future self. And I do that by accessing super conscious, that 30,000 foot consciousness that has all the answers, everything we need to know, do, fix, heal. So it's really the individual healing themselves under my guidance and instruction. And it's a beautiful process. I started off as a hypnotherapist, and that wasn't deep enough for me. So I wanted to go further, faster with my clients. I initially started to do my work because I wanted to help my own family, my own children, and figure out why I was repeating patterns. So I am a product of my own process, and I continue to learn and and grow and heal. And I met Anthony and he became my client. I took him to Germany and had a major healing breakthrough from his car crash. And then we started working together, and I'm collaborating with the film and the Art of Manifestation and all the films. I just look to add value wherever I go, however I can.
And I can say you do, and you will. And Gary, I'm thinking how beautiful that I got two of the well, actually three, because Christian, you were by me, and then Chief Mel and Gary. Well, the back row is now in the front row. Welcome to Mindset Monday. And you are the preview of coming attractions, but it still all fits in so beautifully. Why did you, a little bit about you and your work as a medium and psychic healer?
Well, I was born this way, so I have no credentials whatsoever, except I can do it very well. And so, and because I was just a spiritually gifted kid, like a lot of people are, I can identify with Kristen and all you guys here on stage today, that you just came this way. So I think it would be more to do with the Creator, with God, with light, and then it would be brilliance. You guys are very smart people. You're brilliant, and I always try to be humble. It's hard for me to be small when I walk into a room because I'm very loud looking, but I'm actually really humble, and I just love people, and I think the answer is always with manifestation, with just creating all the light you can creating all the good you can create wherever you go, and that's whether you're in the supermarket or you're washing your car or you're in front of the stage or you're talking to a million people. And so I've had the wonderful pleasure for many years of doing morning drive time radio, which means I talk to anybody that calls. And I have millions of people that I talk to on the radio. Like, let me think, this week, I'm in Minneapolis this week for a show that has 1 million deep listeners that I've been doing for 25 years. And so a lot of those shows. And so I'm used to lots and lots of people. And what I figured out over just being dumb enough to listen, I think, not smart enough, but I was dumb enough to listen to my voice in my head that tells me about oneness. And then I realized with all these people, like people, everywhere, that I do shows and they call in, I talk to them, I give them their answers, and they go, "Oh my God, how did you know?" Well, I came this way. And so I wasn't like Daniel. He got struck by lightning and he became this spiritual genius, and Mel did and all this. But I just sort of showed up this way. And so I'm continuing to learn. And I won't, my motto in life is I know I don't know, even though it seems like I can know anything if I talk to somebody and read it or see it. But I know I don't know. So I learned from you guys. I learned from you guys so much, and I learn every day. I learned from spiritually gifted children. I learned from people who were 90 years old or 100. And I mean, I learned from everybody. And so I think that's what oneness. But I think it's oneness, and I think everybody just is doing their thing, and everybody doing
our thing. We are doing our thing. So I am just going to turn this back over in oneness, Gary, and for the sake of time, because we are going to be looking at the one and only, and that. So I'm thinking I'm humble enough to think that I'm actually putting the producer's genius in this trailer, and I'm going to say this for our trailer for the Art of Manifestation, that Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali, the Academy Award-winning actress for the China Syndrome, said this is one of the finest trailers she has ever seen. So take a look, take a feel, take a listen to the genius behind the Art of Manifestation film, and then we'll be right back.
Reality isn't neutral. You're not just experiencing it, you're participating in it.
Our innermost dominant thought becomes our outermost tangible reality.
I think success is never coming to you as you currently are.
If you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. Your perception is your reality.
There was no trying in it.
The universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, gives you what you are. It does not give you what you want.
It's never what you do, it's why you're doing it.
The lie is in the belief that doesn't serve you.
You can be your own worst enemy or your best friend.
People are struggling and they don't realize they're actually creating their own lives.
There's a hidden order in all of our aspects of life.
I know what it feels like.
You're not your thoughts, beliefs, or past. You're an infinite human being with a unique purpose.
Your outer world starts reflecting your inner world.
And it's as if when we're born, we're astonishing beings of love and light.
Every micro moment, every decision that you are making is impacting your energy and the field of energy that you are creating.
I was totally aware.
I learned not to push.
I never feel like I'm working.
I didn't know about it until I was well into adulthood.
The river is regular and here always.
The electromagnetic field informs the physical body.
Your autonomic nervous system is the one that makes you breathe, and that organizes and makes your heart pump. It does all of that for you, and it's being done below your level of awareness.
The goal is to have more love, a higher vibration, to be able to give more. If I'm down here, I have nothing to give them.
Manifestation really is fundamentally energetic.
The answer to anything you're looking for. It's always going to come from within.
Everything that we have ever wanted to be, do, or have is for the feeling of it.
The light's in all of us.
Because you're already enough. I don't want to say I made it happen, but I was just a vehicle, a tool in which it came through.
If perception shapes experience and experience shapes reality, what do you think you have been creating?
Well, I will say from my real time as a musician, as a classically trained vocal musician, I'm just going to go, Kristen, bravo!
Thank you.
Just lovely, because I wanted to get in there, and I even forgot to hit stop. So I think we should just start with you, Kristen. What was your inspiration behind this magnificent work with the trailer?
Thank you. I appreciate that. So it was just amazing to go through all the footage of all the amazing cast members first and foremost, right? It feels like a master class, going through it with every single one of them, because they bring so much to the table, each and every single one of them. And it's kind of hard actually to choose the right sound bites for the trailer, even more so because that's so short, right? And for the film, because there's so much more that they all can give, and when they really sit down and talk for an hour, 1.5 hours. So it's just fascinating, how many, I think it's over 30 cast members in that film.
Yes.
That trailer was from a couple months ago, so a few of them are missing right now. In this one, we're gonna produce more trailers, but it's just really fascinating how much you can learn, how much you can grow. And I have the privilege to go through it all, not only in the filming, but also in the editing again and again. So, and I apply many of the things that I learned to my own life, and it will benefit so many people that will watch the film. So it's very, very exciting. And to be able to put all this together in the editing is a big privilege, and I just love it.
Well, obviously, and when you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And Kristen, I'm just going to come to you, because when Tony, the one thing we know with Tony and Christina, the word that you don't say back to them is no.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
You just say yes. And I was coming off a time where my husband had just graduated to heaven. This was 2 weeks after I was getting back, had just done his virtual celebration of life. And he said, you have to come back down here and do this. I'm going, oh, no. And then I said, did I just say no to Tony? Oh, that's so not going to work. So I might as well just change my frame of reference and say yes. Then when I got down there, I had a situation where my car was in an accident. So then I had that to overcome yet. And I'm thinking that that's manifestation, that things happen. Oh, well, you go through it. And I just want to honor you, Christian, because, Kristen, because it's Kristen, it's like, I just got my tongue tied here, but Kristen, seriously, you took me aside because y'all, this is more than a movie. It's a movement. And you're going to hear me say that again. Be part of this movement. Go to this and get your seating is limited. You can go and get your ticket right here, right there, and be a part of it. As I said, the weekend is this coming Saturday and Sunday. But check this out. This is what you said, Kristen, in there. You took me aside with all your lovingness and poured into me, that got me in that quantum state, so I could deliver just a couple weeks since losing my soulmate. And it was just beautiful. So think about that one experience times quantum times what we're doing with this movie. I'm just saying, be there and be a part of what we're doing. And I'm as you share what it meant to you, I just wanted to give you kudos from the bottom of my grateful heart. What an extraordinary experience it was to be around you and your giftedness and just your way of just giving as you always do. So make sure that you go to the artofmanifestationfilm.com. You can be a part of this movement. So now, Kristen, I would really like to hear what the experience was for you, just like Kristen did.
Well, the experience has been that it's been manifesting since the beginning, since the moment that I met Tony. And I met him on my birthday one year, and we started talking about how we create through language. And we were coming from an NLP perspective, but we just started talking about how many people don't know that this exists, that awareness is not there. And if people knew how powerful they were, they would change something about their language and then their belief system. So we talk about it consistently. And it was really the first film I was in was going, beyond limitations. That was the first I was featured in that. And then we did The Frequency of Miracles, which has been a beautiful film project. But then it was when we came together and created this film that we co-created and wanted to reveal that there's more to the naked eye that is going on and that we are always manifesting. So we really wanted to bring that out in this film. So as one of the executive producers and a cast member and just someone who likes to get shit done, I'm in it to win it. I am here for every part of it, whether it's, I've done sessions for many cast members that have come in frazzled, and I had to reset their energies because I said, you have a message to bring the world, and it has to be clear, and it has to be balanced, and it has to be grounded. So I was actually, a practitioner and an executive producer, helping people calibrate so they could bring their message forward in a way that felt really grounded and authentic and full of that light that they carry. Because what I do know is life will challenge you to see if you're serious about moving forward. And those little car crashes or, whatever it is, they're little tests to see, are you for real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you say, but of course I am. But of course I am back with makeup and hair. But we've evolved since a year and a half ago when we started that. So we didn't have to do Gary's hair. Gary's hair was already done. So why did you say yes to this project? And what was it like saying your message, even just this last Friday, Gary?
Well, it was spiritually led, actually. Ooh. It was very spiritually led. I was led to this, and it just took me, and it was a current, if you would. And see, these are the currents that people are sometimes not aware of, that are in their lives every day, as much as sometimes every minute. And so with me being a spiritually gifted kid, I've always been aware of the currents, and I don't know how to not be aware of them. And so I would just know stuff, and then I would, go into it, and then everything worked. And so I was basically manifesting sort of naturally, if you would, from the beginning, so that thing will lead you into a charmed life or a big mess, and so you learn how to not go into the big messes, and you go in, you stay in the charmed life part, but I was really led to do it. I was spiritually led to do it. It felt great. Daniel, who is a friend for 1,000 years, and I love him and dearly. Daniel Brinkley, and which Mel, that's your cousin, right? And so you guys are cousins. And he's from South Carolina. I'm originally from North Carolina, and I've made my rounds through Beverly Hills and in Florida and everywhere and all over the world and stuff. But Daniel, I just loved, and he was in the project, and so I was excited because I get to see Daniel. And then my friend Kevin Trudeau is also in the project, and so I mentioned him, and they said, "Oh my God, drag Kevin along." And so we just had the biggest time. It was like going to a party. And
Yes.
so everybody there, I mean, all of you guys were such a joy to meet and to be around, and just we would show up and you would know this person. It felt like that I had known everybody forever, and it just felt good. And so when you're spiritually led to something, it's usually the right thing. And then when the words come out and they seem to be magical words, you have no idea what you're going to talk about or say. It's just natural. And when they just roll out and it works, then you're going, okay, yeah, I'm in the flow. So there's a beautiful
in the flow. I've got to say, if y'all know me, you know what just happened, Gary, when you said that, because when it's real, my nose starts itching. It can't happen. My nose
Yeah.
so many times when I'm in my podcast. So thank you for the nose itching moment when you're in the flow.
It works like that. Yeah, my hands get hot. My hands are on fire like they just did. And see, I feel all these sensations and energies and stuff, And so, but everybody's got a little thing that they do. And when you're growing up, you don't come with an owner's manual. So you have to figure all this out, And so we're basically, all of us guys are doing the same thing as every other human being on the planet's doing. We're just all trying to figure it out. And so if we can help each other, and you guys are rock stars at it, as best I can tell. And so just, be the rock star self that you are. And I think everybody can be. And so just be that rock star that makes it happen. And so you get in that flow, let the universe bring it to you, just allow it to happen and get out of the way. And so it'll just happen for you.
And you can be a charmed life from Carolina to Austria and whatever. I'll tell you something. As we said, one of my most quotable quotes: immerse yourself in the flow of who you are and how you are becoming. We really are. How, and the how is Mr. Chieftain himself. As we put in the copy, Chief Mel, that you're an ambassador for the Native American movement and culture. I didn't put a tribe. So what was that experience for you? And then we're going to come back to Kristen, your words in the trailer itself, and Mel. But I want to ask this a specific question, Mel, to you, Chief, that you are.
Thank you. Gary said the flow. In the Native American world, it's called hollow bone. It's when Creator, that spirit, that energy, that frequency that flows through you. And to be around these people and the coming together, the synchronicities. It's like Daniel said, I believe in coincidence. Haven't seen one yet. But when all these come together this well and it weaves together, that lets you know you're in the right place at the right time, being where the Creator, the source wants you to be.
Oh, because I've always said, just like you just get, and I can use the word, being a healing practitioner of 45 years, just getting shit done. Kristen, that's what you do. And frankly, I'm going to say, Kristen, what I didn't say about you, from Austria, being a classically trained vocal musician, I spent 6 months singing at the Stadt Opera House in Vienna in my early 20s. So, and doing all that cultural just immersion. Well, the Beatles had a song about it, Kristen. Roll over, Beethoven, and give Tchaikovsky the news. Kristen Schneeweihs is in town, and he's going to be in LA. I mean, your creation is going to be there in Manifestation Extraordinaire. I was going to do that earlier on. I told you I was going to give you my one-liner about. So just remember, roll over, Beethoven, give Tchaikovsky the news. You tell Lucas, your brother, that Christian is in the house rather than even Chopin himself. Okay. So back to the moment that Christian picked out what you said, Kristen, in the trailer. Tell us about that soundbite, please.
This Kristen?
Yes. Christian S. picked out for you, Kristen C., that soundbite that you felt this for many, many years. That's what I believe you said in there.
Well, I said it was well into adulthood when I realized this, and it wasn't until I was 44 that I realized that I have been unconsciously creating my whole life, my whole world. I was following a program that was implanted or imported or inherited from my ancestors, from my upbringing. And so at 44, shit hit the fan, and I decided that I was going to put Humpty Dumpty back together again on my terms. So I learned everything that I could about how to utilize the new operating manual. And then I found different protocols. I trained in many, many, many different things just as a consumer for my own well-being, breath work and family constellations. And I became a hypnotherapist. And my first clients were actually the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, that the troop my kids were in.
Of
and
course.
they were my first clients, and they were in my living room, and I was just doing it because I wanted to help. And then my whole process grew, and I was growing with the process. And then I met someone who created a protocol that actually works instead of the subconscious at that basement level, the hidden darkness, at that empowered superconscious 30,000 foot power. So when I came across the superconscious mind and how to be magnetic and continue training with other people in sacred geometry, I just know that there's a key, and that person that I need to talk to or reach, there's a key that I have for them. And I look anywhere I go to improve someone's life and take the cliff notes so that they don't have to go through those 44 years of struggle and trouble. If I can shortcut it for you and say, let me give you a little bit of input, and if you want more, I can go deeper with you. I wish somebody had done that with me, but it was likely that it wasn't meant to be that way. I had to find out the answers on my own. I had to be exposed to neurotoxic mold. I had to realize that I was married to someone who didn't have my best interest at heart. I have children.
That's a toxic mold relationship.
Yes. So yes,
health practitioner. Yes, it's the same.
I created it all so that I could be the Olympic athlete of my life, and I help other people come to that realization that it's not hard. It's a challenge, and it's how you frame it, and it's what you do with it, and you're in charge. And I always say it's you v you, and I hope you win.
And you'll win when you just believe, as Gary said, here my nose goes again. The nose knows that Gary was just living that charmed life. And Mel, I was so honored when you came to me after we were done with our panel Friday. I had no clue. Kristen, you know what that's like. Tony said something. I said yes. I even had bad hair. I just came up to West Palm Beach. He goes, be there. And Mel, you said, I want to work with you. And I'm so grateful that we've come up with our next project for America 250 with your honoring your Native American, your mothers of the Native American, the mothers, because the mothers know. But you know what that is more than anything? That's the vibe creates the tribe. I just had to say, I know that's kind of cliche-ish because you're Native American Indian, but I had to say it. We are our own tribe. So what was your piece that Christian so succinctly brought out of the trailer that you said, when you said, I really don't create it, and then you went on for a few moments?
We don't. The circumstance is there, and we're given a free will. We're given a choice. We can stay comfortable in that rut, or we can live free. And when one sets themselves free, then Creator, he said, anything I can do. By the way, I'm mixed. My dad was a Southern Baptist evangelist, so I'm a very mixed blood.
So you're a Southern a Southern Baptist Indian. Now that's a mixture.
You know, I had issues with what I was taught, and I started doing research. My grandparents was dark skinned on my mother's side, and they didn't talk about being Native American because it was slang, it was less than. And so this helped me to expand, and once I started learning Native culture and listening to the grandmothers and going through, it expanded my view of creation and knowing that those down in South America and in Africa that never heard that name, that biblically quote, they gonna go to hell. They gonna be doomed for somebody they never heard of. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Justin Lovin. Wait a minute, Dad, we got a problem with that. But
And you know, you can say the word hell when you're Southern, and it sounds so smooth because it's hail. So you don't even
Hail.
think about hell.
You got 17 syllables in it. That's how
Yes,
it works.
yes, that's right. That's right. What do you think my name is Joe D for, Gary? Come on. Come on. Keep going. Keep going, Mel. Keep
creators got, all I can say is creators got a sense of humor because, you know,
Yeah.
I can see them sitting around with those ones they call disciples in the Christian world, sitting there and saying, let's throw this at them and see how they're going to handle this one today. You know, and to be able to be creative and to be free and see change, and know that we together, we are that change, and that we are the ones making the difference for the next 7 generations to come. And not only humans, but all living here on earth. I'm really big into agroscience and research and helping to get back to natural means. Our children are so messed up in this day and time. All the synthetics and things that are putting in our food. There's no wonder that, you know, so many children can't think. They have autism and everything else. So it's time for us to get back to natural ways that the Creator had planned.
And start with and thank you for sharing that. As Dr. Jim said in our retreat in Aruba, Health-A-Pedia 3, at thought speed. It's not the speed of light.
Mm-hmm.
There was something, he was sitting there, a D student in physics as a junior in high school. And he was failing the course. And the physics teacher says, can you think of anything that is faster than light speed? And Jim raises his hand. He goes, Jamie Marinakis, what do you know? That's what the teacher said to him. He said, well, I know that thought speed is faster than light speed. And there was a mic drop with 30 kids in the room. Because the intuition always knows, as you were saying, and just, is that, Gary, how I'm going to get to the knows? So
Yeah.
that charmed life, and do I have to let the roots go white to have your wisdom? Can I keep my brunette hair? What say you, Gary, about this oneness, this charmed life of how we go as a tribe together? And Christian, I've just got to come back to you because you're on stage here with us, and just give you all the honor, because nobody knows how many hours you spent. You were like, with squint time, oh, it's that, and it's at 0.12 of this one, of the algorithm of whatever. That was kind of like physics in film. And what you have done, I have no clue. I just sing it. I don't create it. You know, I was a performer like this, and now, you know, an international motivational speaker on health, and I don't do that. And I just say, I'm sure glad that you do that, you know. And so what, Gary, is that for you about this tribe mentality that we've created?
Well, I think it's really important. I think that the Creator or God, whoever you want to call the man, is really, I think they designed it really in this beautiful oneness way, where like Christian can edit. There is, I don't think, any bigger talent than to be an editor. I think, you know, it's beautiful because they can take a mix and create perfect oneness. And I see this talent in this film, and I see the talent in your work as you're able to create oneness. And when I say this, it resonates truth. And I see the light going into you. Feel how warm you got, Christian? Can you feel that? You got warm.
Yes.
And his forehead starts to sweat a little bit. You can see it on camera. And so my point is when I say something that's truthful, it brings in light, and I realize that, and so that's my little gift, and I'm able to bring this in from some higher place. It don't come out of my head, like you said when you would sing, it comes through you, but it don't come from you, and it comes through you. But see, he has this amazing talent to actually create oneness with a film, on film, and see, to do that, you have to show people. You have to show people this. You have to put it in their face, and sometimes rub their nose in a little bit. And and I see you're able to do that with your art of editing and your art of shooting. And so that is, I think, the ultimate talent to have, because you're teaching, you're showing with your work oneness with all these people that have their certain talent, and everybody brings a little piece. Nobody has the whole thing. Everybody has a little something, a little piece. And whether you think your piece is a little piece or a big piece, it's a piece. And there's no small piece of the oneness. It's all a whole. But I see you being able to do that. What a talent. And I can't wait to work with you anytime, anywhere, whatever. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great.
Anytime, all the time, rhyme time. And if you've just joined the broadcast, and I'm not bringing our usual comments up because people are, I'm just telling you, y'all, this is quantum energy. They're going nuts. You can see the replays, not only of this, our first one, which was with Tony and Christina. Then we did, and then 3 weeks ago, whichever date that was, at the end of April, just go to Health-A-Pedia 365. You can see the previous broadcast. The second edition last week was with Dr. Jim. It was with Julia Trejo. It was with Marianne Galasso. All of these other people and beautiful people in our music, all our cast members. Thank you for giving me that correct word that I was looking, because we're more than thought leaders. We are cast members now. And I can truthfully say that you, Christian, bringing out that one piece with me, saying you can be your worst enemy or your best friend, was absolutely the way. When I heard this, it gave me direction. It educated me on me. I've only been doing this for 5 decades, and you educated me, my friend, and my fellow comrade, as we would say, in oneness, to know what I needed to do for this chapter of my life. Being 72 years young, I'm just dyslexic. I've just chosen to be 27. But I have something for you. What is an editor, Christian? It's someone who educates with desire, and inspiration, teaching in optimism with results. And that is you. And let me tell something, y'all. If you wonder what in the world are they doing, yes, this is Health-A-Pedia 365. We've got over 30 cast members. We are out in LA this coming weekend. If just get on a plane. That's what they're for. They'd like to sell tickets to on planes. And so just be with us on this plane, train, automobile. Be with us as we are in LA in this next weekend. And just as we're wrapping this thing up, I'm telling you, it's going to be wonderful. There's limited seating. This is where you can get your tickets. I'm going to put this one up. You can get your where are we? We're at the Quantum Health Spa, the largest rooftop spa in North America. You could have that quantum experience starting Saturday. Then we go in for 2 showings. And this is where we will be for the showing on Sunday. Matinee with a panel with some of the cast members. Kristen, thank you very much. Love you for that. And many other things, of course, too. But then we'll have a second showing, and then another panel, and then awards. So it's going to be a real live movement there. But I could have went that results, Christian. I could have said what my mama used to say: you can't fake real. And that's what we are. We just are. And goodness gracious, I just want to go around the horn. Gary, I know we're looking so forward to you being in the Art of Alignment film. What is your last piece of wisdom that you'd like to share with our audience?
I think everybody should start with their true who they are. You've said it several times, all you guys today. And I think you have to be who you are, your true I am, if you would. And this is the center of your universe. And so when you become your true I am, and you never know whether you're going to be male and get struck by lightning, or I get born into a family in North Carolina in the woods, and I know everything, and they're going, what is up with this kid? And so, or you're Christian, and you realize you're with a bad dude, and he's not got your best interest in heart, and you got to, and then you change your life in your 40s, so no matter where you are, or you go through life changes and like you lose your soulmate, wow. And you kept going, I tap into that healing that brought you to keep going, even though you didn't feel like going and doing the show and doing, because you just lost your soulmate. How long were you with your soulmate? How long?
2 decades, 22 years.
Okay. And so that's a while. And so even though you,
as they say down south, it was a piece.
It was a minute. Yeah.
It was a minute. It was more than a minute. It was a piece.
Yeah. And so you did, but you just jumped right back in. And so, and you went to your true I am. And so my advice to everybody would just be your true who you are. Start with your truth, your true I am, whatever that may be. And you always reinvent it as you go. Be your I am. Every now and then just look up and scream I am at the sky. And you'll find that centers you. And then all of the universe, all of the angels, God, whatever you believe in, all the big beings, your higher selves, your soul, whatever it is, will join you in your party. You just have to be your true I am. And if you can do that, you got it. And there you are. You get into oneness real easy then. You're in the door. So,
I think it was in the left side of the good book. They said, I am, and he created a nation. Good enough for him. I guess it's good enough for all of us. Okay, Mel, what is your last piece of wisdom? Thank you, Gary. My nose started itching again.
Good.
We're so much more than these physical bodies.
Yes.
Someone once said, argue your limitations and you've got them. So if you want to free yourself, dream your dream and live it. We have that power within each of us to create and to be. So don't argue, be free, and it will flow. That hollow bone. And you're in the groove because it just comes naturally. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. What is your last piece of wisdom, my dear? There is so much.
Well, I think if we're talking about movies, be the main character, be the writer, the director, the actor, the editor, be the main character in your own film. And, we don't go see films because they all have ease and flow. There's conflict and there's challenges and there's overcoming. And what happens is the main character grows and evolves and you're in that with them. And it's so meaningful. And at the end, it all gets wrapped up in a beautiful bow. And you're like, that was so worth the ride. So make it worth the ride. Make this life worth it. And don't whinge because you have challenges. Say, who am I becoming? What is being forged from this moment? And how am I the main character in my own life? And then I get to edit it accordingly. So that's
And we come to the editor extraordinaire. As I just love Leo Buscaglia's quote, we are spiritual beings in a human experience. Thank you again, Christian, for doing this mega part to create this human experience of the Art of Manifestation film. So what is your last piece of wisdom?
So I'd say it's so important to always look at yourself and not look on the outside, right? Look within yourself, because this is where everything starts. And, by default, human beings, love to blame circumstances or maybe other people or things that happen to them and then might fall into victimhood, right? But if you really, where you are in your life right now is the result of your decisions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and everything else you've experienced, right, in the past and in the months and years leading up to that. So I, in fact, have also manifested doing this right now and working on this film, because when I first met Tony and Christina years ago at a networking event, we had a great conversation. They invited me to come over to LA, where I first met Kristen as well, for the premiere of another film, Beyond Limitations. And they invited me to film the behind the scenes of the premiere, the red carpet and everything. So that was very exciting. And it just felt right? Intuition. The first feeling that you get is the right one. You know what's right and what's not.
Yes.
You can rationalize things away, if you do that too much. But I'm big on intuition, so it felt right, and here I am. Now I'm not going to film the premiere behind the scenes. I'm going to be proud of the film that we all created together. So I was involved in the actual production and in the editing, and had the privilege of putting all the thoughts and all this wonderful footage of all the beautiful cast members together into this film. And I'm very, very blessed to be able to do that.
And beautifully said, Christian, because as we know, and the work that I've talked about with Gary Sanchez, and start with your why. Tony's why is better way. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be things to do. There's always going to be things. And this is the thing to do this weekend. If you've just joined us, make sure that you go to this register. Seating is limited. This is the Quantum first anniversary of the Quantum Spa. That is the largest rooftop spa in North America, in LA, 1027 Wilshire Boulevard. This is the registration link, limited seating for our premiere. And my goodness, we are all going to be there to premiere us, because as Harrison said, we've never seen anything like it. And what I know is that you can go to the Art of Manifestation film. You can find any of these great thought leaders if you want to be a part of what Gary is doing around the world and want to know how you can get white hair. Well, you just go to the Art of Manifestation, the film.com. All of our information is there. To Kristen and her quantum work, what you are doing more than I'm just getting to know this in your world, Mel, and what you're doing with not only with the Native American tribes, but what you're doing in the world, and what you're frankly doing in just is a springboard for everything. And I will put the Art of Manifestation film site up here again, but just go and be with us in, as we say, in LA. Just be there. You can go ahead and listen to this broadcast last week's or the previous Health-A-Pedia 365. But I want to end with this, because we had a beautiful time. It's in our family. Mother's Day is kind of when my son was born on Mother's Day. Then my son and my second son, my youngest, and his wife got married the Mother's Day weekend. And then my granddaughter was born on Mother's Day. And this day, it becomes like the Christmas holiday. So I was there in Michigan this last week, and they gave me this heart necklace. And because they said these pieces that you put together make our whole heart as a family. That's what my grandchildren wrote in their card to me at 12, 14, and 16. And it's one of those moments that you'll never forget, because we are a heart. We are a pulse together. And I am so grateful. As I was leaving, my 16-year-old grandson said, when you leave us, the energy leaves. And I wish there was a way I could keep it. And I looked at him, all 6 foot, everything that he is. Christian, he's tall like you. He's 6'6". How I ended up these giants. I looked up and I said, but that is inside of you. And he goes, here, I kept it. I hope each and every one of you kept it. Like my grandson said, what you heard here, that you keep it, what you're going to get from this one, and you will keep it and share it with others. More than a movie, more than anything else, it's a movement. Thank you, Gary, for being here, just coming off vacation. Oh, and being the white light healer you are. Chief Mel, thank you for tracking me down that Friday. So we got to work together. And I said, yes. Thank you, Kristen, for always being not only that person out front, but just being intuitive to know when to go behind and be that support. That is you. And Kristen, I will send you your acrostic, because when I get a download, then that comes from the heart. So I want you all to take your hand here. All right. I want you to put it over your heart. I want you to feel your heart beating. All right. You feel it? Then take your second hand, your left hand, put it over the other one. Like my heart necklace, you feel your heart. It beats stronger because we need each other. We need each other today. Or as my great friend Jamie Kerr says, when you want to go fast, go alone. When you want to go far, go with a team. But when you go fast and far, just go with the right people. And lady, Kristen, and gentlemen, you are the right people. So as we say, and we end this broadcast, thank you from my grateful heart that you were here. And as we say in each and every day, make it a great Health-A-Pedia kind of day. Let's blow with that dating game kiss, okay? We go behind, we go. Ciao for now.
Woman up, 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 up.